Ladies, listen to me carefully. Men are wired to pursue. Deep down, they want the chase. They want to earn you, win you, feel like they have discovered something rare. But too many women hand over their value too quickly and then wonder why he stops calling. Men are naturally wired to pursue, and this is not just some modern dating cliche. It's built into human nature. From the earliest days of humanity, men were hunters. Their survival depended on their ability to chase, track, and go after what they wanted with focus and determination. This instinct didn't disappear just because we now live in a world with smartphones and dating apps. That core drive to seek, to earn, to conquer is still deeply rooted in how men behave when it comes to love, relationships, and attraction. When a man sees something valuable, something he truly desires, his mind automatically shifts into pursuit mode. It is the thrill of the chase that wakes up his focus and energy. When you, as a woman, understand this about men, you begin to see why it's so important not to make things too easy. When everything is handed to him without effort, he loses that natural fire to work for it. Think about it like this. If a hunter could just pick up dinner sitting right outside his cave every single day, he would lose the skill, the excitement, and even the motivation to go out and hunt. The same thing happens emotionally when a man feels there is no chase involved. The interest starts to fade. This is not about playing games or being manipulative. It's about understanding that pursuit is how a man proves to himself that what he's chasing is worth it. The pursuit builds emotional investment. When he invests his time, effort, and energy in winning you over, you become more valuable in his mind. It's a psychological truth. We value more what we work for. If he didn't have to put in any effort, there's no sense of achievement when he gets you. And without that sense of achievement, the appreciation and commitment might not last. The pursuit also brings out a man's best qualities. When a man is chasing a woman he truly wants, he will show up consistently. He will plan. He will communicate clearly. He will be creative in finding ways to spend time with her. He will go the extra mile because that's what pursuit does. It stretches him and makes him rise to the occasion. When you allow a man to pursue you, you're not only giving him the chance to earn your love, but you are also allowing him to step fully into his masculine energy, which is exactly where he thrives. Of course, the key here is balance. The pursuit should feel mutual in the sense that you show appreciation, interest, and warmth, but you still hold on to your self-respect and boundaries. You are not supposed to chase him because when you do, you take away his opportunity to rise to your level. Chasing a man often flips the dynamic and leaves you feeling undervalued because men are not wired to be inspired by something they did not have to work for. So when you hear that men are naturally wired to pursue, understand that this is a gift to both of you. It's what creates excitement, builds anticipation, and lays a foundation for a relationship where he sees you as a prize he had to earn, not a prize that just fell into his lap. When you let him chase, you give him the space to show his true interest and intentions, and you give yourself the best chance to end up with a man who truly values you. The 6 powerful words are, I respect myself and my time. And those words carry more weight than most people realize. They are not just a clever phrase to send in a text message. They are a declaration, a standard, a boundary, and a mirror of your worth. When you say those words, you are not merely communicating to someone else. You are reminding yourself of who you are and what you will and will not accept. Respect is the foundation of any healthy relationship, and it always starts with self-respect. If you do not respect yourself, you will naturally attract people who treat you with the same disregard. These 6 words are a line in the sand that separates those who deserve your time from those who do not. When you send those words, you are not being rude, dramatic, or arrogant. You are being clear. Clarity is powerful because it leaves no room for confusion about your expectations. It tells the other person, I know my value and I am not willing to compromise it for crumbs of attention. In a world where people are often used to instant gratification and minimum effort, those 6 words stand out as a reminder that your energy and presence are not free. They must be earned. More importantly, these words are not just for a man you are dating or talking to. They are a philosophy for your entire life. They apply to friendships, work relationships, and even family dynamics. If someone is wasting your time, draining your energy, or taking you for granted, these 6 words become your shield. They empower you to walk away from situations that no longer serve you. They help you maintain balance because you are not available to everything and everyone at the expense of your own well-being. Think about what happens when you live by this principle. Your time becomes more valuable, not just to others, but to yourself. You stop saying yes to things that you do not want to do. You stop accepting inconsistent communication, half-hearted efforts, and broken promises. You stop waiting by the phone for someone who cannot even prioritize you. Instead, you fill your life with activities, people, and goals that make you feel fulfilled and respected. This shift does not just change your dating life. It changes your entire energy. Men and people in general are naturally drawn to those who have strong boundaries and a sense of self-worth. It's attractive when someone knows who they are and is not afraid to enforce their standards. When you send those 6 words, you challenge the other person to rise to your level or step aside. The ones who are serious about you will adjust, put in the effort, and make time. The ones who are just playing games will disappear. And that's exactly what you want because it saves you from wasting months or even years on someone who was never willing to truly invest in you. Living by I respect myself and my time also teaches you discipline. It forces you to think twice before tolerating disrespect or entertaining situations that go nowhere. It reminds you to be intentional about who gets access to you. When someone earns the right to be in your life, it is because they matched your energy, not because you lowered your standards. Those 6 words become your compass, guiding you toward relationships where mutual respect and effort exist. So do not just type those words as a test for someone else. Live them every day. Speak them with confidence, act in alignment with them, and watch how the quality of people and opportunities in your life begins to rise. You will no longer chase anyone because you will have become the kind of person worth chasing. Self-respect attracts effort because it signals to the world that you are someone who cannot be taken lightly. When you carry yourself with dignity and know your worth, you naturally command a higher level of treatment from those around you. People can sense when someone has standards, and they respond to those standards by adjusting their behavior. It's not about arrogance or looking down on others. It's about honoring yourself so deeply that others have no choice but to either step up or step away. When you respect yourself, you don't tolerate half-hearted efforts, broken promises, or inconsistent communication. You send a silent message that if someone wants to be in your life, they have to bring their best to the table. Effort is a reflection of interest, and the more someone respects you, the more effort they are willing to invest. Think about it. When you admire or look up to someone, you go out of your way to impress them, to meet their expectations, to show them that you are worthy of their attention. The same is true for relationships. When a man sees that you value your time and yourself, it makes him want to work harder to be worthy of you. It awakens something inside him because people chase what they see as rare, valuable, and not easily accessible. Self-respect creates that sense of value. It says, I am not just an option. I am not just a convenience. I am a person with worth. And if you want access to me, you must put in the work. This doesn't mean being cold or distant. In fact, self-respect allows you to be warm and open without being taken advantage of. When you have boundaries, you can give your energy freely because you know where the line is drawn. You know when to say no, when to walk away, and when to demand better. This clarity gives the other person a clear path. Either rise to meet your level or lose the privilege of your presence. For those who truly care, that boundary inspires them to step up and put forth the necessary effort. Without self-respect, the opposite happens. You end up accepting whatever treatment is given, even if it is below what you deserve. You start chasing validation instead of receiving it. You tolerate inconsistency, disrespect, and excuses. Over time, this lowers your sense of value and teaches the other person that they can get away with giving you the bare minimum. This is why so many relationships feel one-sided. One person is giving their all while the other is doing just enough to keep them around. Self-respect breaks that cycle because it removes you from situations where effort is missing. Effort also builds connection. When someone works hard to win you over, they feel more invested in you emotionally. They don't want to lose what they earn. That effort creates momentum, and that momentum is what keeps relationships alive and excited. Self-respect is the spark that lights that fire. When someone sees that you won't settle for less, they are forced to give their best, and giving their best often reveals their true potential. Living with self-respect is not just about attracting effort from others, it is also about attracting the right kind of people in the first place. People who are lazy, inconsistent, or not serious will quickly lose interest when they realize you expect effort, and that's a blessing. It saves you from wasting your time and energy. The ones who stay are the ones who see your value and are willing to rise to your standard. In the end, self-respect doesn't just attract effort. It attracts commitment, loyalty, and relationships that make you feel cherished instead of drained. Your actions must match your words because words alone are empty if they are not backed up by consistent behavior. You can say you respect yourself. You can say you have standards. You can say you value your time. But if you keep accepting less than you deserve, those words lose all meaning. People pay far more attention to what you do than what you say. When your actions line up with your words, you build credibility, and credibility builds respect. You tell someone that you won't tolerate being treated casually, but then answer every late night text, cancel your plans whenever they call, or keep forgiving the same broken promises. Your actions are teaching them that your boundaries are negotiable. Matching words with actions closes a gap between what you expect and what you allow. When you are consistent, you send a very clear message. You are telling people, this is who I am, this is what I believe, and this is what I will and won't accept. That level of clarity eliminates confusion and prevents manipulation. People know where they stand with you. They cannot play games because your behavior is firm and predictable. This doesn't mean you are rigid or unwilling to compromise. It means that you are aligned. Alignment between words and actions creates integrity, and integrity is magnetic. People are drawn to those who stand firm in their values because it signals strength, maturity, and confidence. This alignment is especially important in relationships because it sets the tone for how you will be treated. When you say you respect yourself and then act accordingly, you become someone who inspires effort and consistency. You are not just talking about standards, you are living them. For example, if you say you won't tolerate disrespect and then immediately distance yourself from someone who crosses the line, you are reinforcing your standard. But if you say the same thing and then stay hoping they will change, your words lose their power. People learn how to treat you by watching what you tolerate. Matching actions with words also builds self-respect from within. Every time you enforce your boundaries, you prove to yourself that you mean what you say. Strengthens your confidence and makes it easier to hold your ground in the future. The opposite is also true. Every time you say one thing but do another, you chip away at your own sense of self-worth. You start to feel like you cannot trust yourself, which leads to frustration and resentment. This principle extends beyond dating and relationships into every area of life. If you say you are committed to your goals but never take action, those goals will remain out of reach. If you promise yourself you will stop letting others waste your time but continue to give in, you will stay stuck in the same cycles. The world rewards action. Speaking your truth is only the first step. Living it is what creates real change. At first, aligning your actions with your words might feel uncomfortable because it requires you to set boundaries, walk away from familiar situations, and sometimes disappoint others. But in the long run, it earns you respect and attracts the kind of people who appreciate your consistency. It shows them that you are serious, and serious people respond with seriousness. Words are powerful. But when paired with action, they become unstoppable. By living out the things you say, you teach the world to treat you according to the standard you set, and you build a life that reflects your worth. The right man will step up, and when he does, you will never have to wonder where you stand with him. The right man doesn't leave you confused, doesn't make you guess his intentions, and doesn't play games with your heart. When a man truly values you, he will rise to meet the standards you set because he sees your worth. This is what separates someone who is just passing time from someone who is serious about building something real. A man who is right for you will not be intimidated by your boundaries. He will be inspired by them. Your self-respect becomes the filter that removes those who aren't willing to put in the effort, leaving room only for the one who is ready to show up consistently. When a man is genuinely interested, you will feel it through his actions, not just his words. He will prioritize you, make time for you, and follow through on what he says. He will not disappear for days and then reappear with excuses. He will not leave you questioning whether you are important to him because he will make sure you know you are. The right man understands that effort is not optional. It's how he shows that he cares. When a man wants you in his life, he will create space for you no matter how busy he is. He won't wait for the perfect moment. He will make the moment happen. Stepping up also means he will grow as a person to meet the challenge of being with you. A healthy relationship requires growth, and the right man will not shy away from that. If he realizes that there are things about his life or behavior that need to change in order to love you well, he will take those steps. He will communicate better, show more consistency, and even work on himself because he understands that you are worth the effort. The wrong man, on the other hand, will ask you to lower your standards so he can stay comfortable. The right man will raise his standards so he can meet you where you are. This does not mean the right man is perfect. He will still make mistakes. He will still have flaws. But what makes him right is his willingness to take accountability and make things right. He won't dismiss your feelings or gaslight you into thinking you are asking for too much. Instead, he will listen, adjust, and try again. That is what stepping up looks like. Consistent effort, emotional maturity, and a genuine desire to make the relationship work. When the right man steps up, it also gives you the freedom to step into your feminine energy and stop overworking for love. You won't feel like you have to chase, convince, or beg for attention. You can relax. Be yourself and allow him to lead in the pursuit because you know his intentions are real. This creates a healthy dynamic where both people feel valued and secure. Waiting for the right man to step up requires patience and courage. It means saying no to men who give you mixed signals, no to men who do the bare minimum, and no to men who make you feel like loving you is a burden. It means trusting that the right one will come along and that you do not have to force anything. When he does show up, you will know by the peace you feel. There won't be endless drama or guessing games, just clarity, consistency, and mutual respect. The right man doesn't just show interest. He takes action to prove that he deserves a place in your life. If he doesn't rise to your standard, let him go, because holding on to someone who refuses to meet you where you are only keeps you stuck in a place you've outgrown. Your standards are not meant to punish anyone. They are meant to protect you. They are a reflection of the love and respect you have for yourself. When you lower those standards just to keep someone around, you send a message that you are willing to accept less than what you truly deserve. Over time, this doesn't just hurt your self-esteem, it chips away at your happiness. Letting someone go when they refuse to rise is not an act of cruelty. It is an act of courage and self-preservation. It can be hard to let go because you may see potential in that person. You may think, If I just wait a little longer, maybe they will change. But potential is not enough to build a healthy, fulfilling relationship. Potential doesn't show up for you consistently. Potential doesn't prioritize you. And potential doesn't make you feel loved. Action does. If someone is not showing effort, not respecting your time, and not meeting the basic standards of communication, loyalty, and respect, then their potential is irrelevant. Waiting for them to change keeps you in a cycle of disappointment and robs you of the chance to find someone who is ready right now. Letting go is an act of faith. It's choosing to believe that there is someone out there who will meet your energy, someone who will value you without hesitation. It's also an act of power because it says, I will not waste my time trying to convince someone to treat me right. If you cannot or will not rise to my level, I will create space for someone who will. This mindset frees you from begging, pleading, and trying to prove your worth. Your worth is not up for negotiation. Walking away from someone who isn't rising to your standard also teaches them a valuable lesson that access to you is not guaranteed. Sometimes losing you is the wake-up call they need to get their life together. But even if they never change, you still win because you've chosen yourself. You've chosen peace over chaos, clarity over confusion, and self-respect over desperation. This decision also keeps you from wasting months or even years in a dead-end relationship. Too many people stay because they are afraid of starting over, but starting over is far less painful than staying stuck where you are not valued. Every day you hold on to someone who refuses to grow is a day you delay your own happiness. By letting them go, you give yourself the chance to meet someone who is ready, willing, and able to step into a relationship with both feet. Letting go does not have to be dramatic or filled with anger. It can be calm, graceful, and firm. You can simply say, this is what I need, and if you cannot give that to me, I cannot stay. That statement is powerful because it keeps the focus on your standard, not on their shortcomings. It is not about blaming or shaming them. It is about honoring your own needs. In the end, letting go is not a loss. It is a gain. You gain your time back, your peace back, and your confidence back. You remind yourself that you are not afraid to be alone if it means staying true to who you are. And when you operate from that place of strength, you naturally attract people who respect you because you have proven that you respect yourself enough not to settle.